Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us on our Nourishing the Mind and Body webinar. We are so happy today to bring you some great information. Again, we have with us our dynamic duo, Jenny Valina Monzon and Laura Rambros.
Hi.
Today is all about talking about, nutrition, not only for our bodies and what we're putting into our bodies and what we're eating, but of course, what we're putting into our minds. We always say about the mind-body connection and how important it is. And we really want to talk about how to stay healthy, with mental health awareness, nutrition awareness, making sure you get enough sleep, exercise, vitamins, all those things. So today I want to start off with Jenny. I know Jenny has a great journey that she wants to talk about with food and how she really lost weight and just sort of channeling her energies to really understand and focus how food was so important to help her overcome some of the challenges she was facing with her weight. So Jenny, welcome aboard again. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I love hanging out with you ladies every month.
Yeah, we love this.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little about my weight loss journey, because how many of you out there have tried to lose weight or are wanting to lose weight? Maybe you've yo-yo dieted, you've had trouble, whatever that your issues may be, attached to, food and all that stuff. So basically, I feel like throughout my life, I haven't really been like a very skinny person. I've always been a little bit chubby and overweight, and I'm okay with that now. I struggled with that growing up when I was younger. But more so last year, our good friends at the No Diet, Raina and Ali, they have both lost, they're such an inspiring couple. They've both lost over 100 pounds each. I think it was less than a year that they did this, about a year and a half ago to 2 years ago. So they have recently started sharing their story with everyone online. And I am such an ambassador for them, because they really helped me last year to really take control of my health, but more so my mindset. That's one of the things that they really lead with their weight loss program. And they just kind of helped me to realize that it's okay, if you mess up sometimes. It is about, and let me show you my shirt. It's about progress over perfection, right?
I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So, because I would be really hard on myself, like when I would mess up my diet, or would deprive myself, and like things like that, they don't last very long, right? Because it really is in the end a lifestyle change, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was able to make better choices, every single day with the meals and the that I would prepare and that I would choose to put into my body, right? Because you should always be mindful of everything that you're putting into your body. Mm-hmm. Right. And they taught me that there are ways to make healthier meals, and substitute things. Like one of my favorite foods is pizza, right?
Who doesn't like pizza?
I know, right? But I eat like cauliflower pizza, and I'll eat
it. It's a good substitute.
Yeah.
It's so good, right? Cauliflower pizza is off the hook. I mean, even my kids like it, especially if you get like the barbecue chicken one. It's good.
And with the pesto,
that one's good too. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So see, there's still ways to enjoy your favorite foods, but just making healthier versions of it, right?
Right.
So, and along with that is exercise, right? So it's really important to keep your body moving, right? And also to eat well and get your mind right. All of it is intertwined. You can't do it like it's right. So I have accountability partners when it comes to exercise, because that's something that also sometimes I struggle with, like you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, do I want to work out today? Or like, because maybe you'd want to do something else instead, right? But more recently, I found myself doing the same thing. I laid in bed and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to work out, or maybe I'll push it off to later. But I was like, no, you know what? I have 2 girls that I'm accountable to. We're doing hashtag 100 miles for me, right? And so we post it every day on our Instagram stories. Sometimes we tag each other in it so that we know we're all on track, right? And we're keeping each other accountable. But basically that specific morning, I told myself, get up, get grateful, and get going. Because sometimes you just have to do that. You just have to tell yourself, like when you're feeling lazy or you want to procrastinate, no, you got to get up and you got to get grateful, and you got to get
Right.
going, right?
You got to find the motivation to do it.
Yeah. So that was like my weight loss journey, that it is possible. It is every day we wake up and we make choices, right? We get to make choices. So be intentional and mindful of the meals that you're preparing for yourself, and what you're drinking, things like that. Like, no like processed food, sugar, a lot of carbs, don't do that stuff. Just be really mindful. So I was able to lose about like 23 pounds.
Wow. Amazing. Yay.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. And my journey doesn't end there. I still have some weight to lose. I gained a little bit back over the holidays, but you know what? I'm not beating myself up over it and feeling bad about it. I'm just keeping it moving. That's it.
Yeah, and I think that's important for everybody to understand too. I mean, you're not always going to meet your goals, but you can't put yourself down because of that. You really have to just keep moving forward and find a way to keep motivating yourself. And what you eat has so much to do with how you feel emotionally as well. So like you said, if you're putting sugars and processed foods into your body, it's really going to, deter you from yeah, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to want to get up in the morning and exercise, like you said, or jump on the treadmill or take a walk or things like that. So you really have to be mindful of what you're putting into your body.
It's totally true. And okay, say like, oh, I'm going to cheat and have this today. Then that might lead to the next meal being a cheat meal, and the one after that. And next thing you know, you like just totally fell off track, and you're just continue to eat all this junk, which is not good for you. So that's why I said you have to make the right choices for yourself, and you have to be intentional, like, why are you doing this? Like, what do you want? What do you want to get out of it? So, right. Exactly. And some people need more help than other people, right? So which is why I reached out to the No Diet. And they guided me and they helped me, just like with you, Jen. People can reach out to you for, nutrition coaching and help get back on track or get their health on track, and lose that weight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we all have to be accountable and help each other in some way, which is why Simply Healthy and Organic was founded, with that in mind, of helping the community and bringing aboard you ladies to really give, some valuable information and insight for the community. I know for me, Jenny, similar to kind of your journey where I wanted to get healthy. I mean, for those of you who are listening or who know, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's at a young age, and Parkinson's has a lot to do with the gut and what you're eating. They always say a leaky gut causes a lot of diseases and things like that. So I wanted to change my diet to really feel better. And I do. I mean, if I put sugar or gluten into my body, it's horrible for me the next day. I mean, my symptoms are worse. I feel horrible. My energy levels are low. I feel fatigued. I don't want to get out of bed. So I really have to be mindful of what I'm eating and putting into my body. So that just goes for anybody in general, that you really have to watch what you're eating.
No, totally. And food, and I believe that, food is medicine,
it totally is. Yes. Yeah. They, one of the things too is they say probiotics are really important for your body. So probiotics are actually the bacteria that's in your gut, but there's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. So you actually want to make sure you're intaking the good bacteria, which is the probiotics, like the fermented food, the yogurts and the kimchi, things like that. So that's a really important tip to just know as well.
For sure. Yeah.
So, and then I know, for those of you who know, I also have the vitamins that for me, I do eat a lot of fresh fruits and veggies. Obviously, all the green, leafy vegetables that provides the antioxidant support, because you want to make sure you're detoxing your body, reducing the inflammation. But you don't always get what you need from your diet. It's really hard to eat 6 to 8 servings of veggies a day. I'm pretty sure, with us three on here, I don't know how much veggies you guys eat or fresh fruits. But it's hard, and you really want to make sure you're supplementing your diet to fill those gaps with important vitamins like the vitamin D's, the C's, the K's, all those things. So I in combination, like Jenny said, it's all an integrated approach. You have to make sure you're exercising, you're eating healthy, you're taking your vitamins. And, Laura, I know you have a lot to tell us about how we can keep our mind going as well, making sure we're nourishing our mind and feeding our mind with that important, mindset.
Yes, thank you. And just building on what Jenny was saying, literally, like they say, yes, you are what you eat, right? But you are also what you think. And your thoughts are so powerful. What you feed your mind, you believe, right? So it's important to feed it thoughts and affirmations, positive thoughts and affirmations, right? And it's a matter of believing it as well, right? Believing it with a purpose. And I think also having that positive circle around you, making sure that everyone is in fact supportive and encouraging and not draining, you know, because I think energies, vibes are everything. They're contagious. So you also need to be, you know, very mindful of the circle that you keep around you. And if you notice, like, you're like, you know, I feel kind of drained after being with this person, well, that's telling you something, you know, like that's your mind telling you, you know, maybe you need to limit your time, you know, with this person and just be more mindful of it. And I think there's so many things that we also take subconsciously as well, that we don't even really pay attention to, like when we're reading, right? Like, for example, I just got this book, Practicing Mindfulness. I don't know if you can.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It has 75 essential meditations and mindful practices. So I'm working on that. And it's to reduce stress, improve mental health, and find peace in every day, you know. So it's something that I'm internalizing. Also, like, so readings, I think music too, like making sure that that we listen to are positive vibrations, and it's uplifting, you know, and what we're listening is not negative in any way. I also think that we need to be mindful also of our social media.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm all for digital detox days.
Gotta put away that phone, which is sometimes can be a little challenging.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think we tend to, on social media especially, compare ourselves with others, you know, and it tends to impact our self-esteem. So I think we need to be really careful of that. I know, Jenny, this is definitely your forte.
Yeah, for sure. So it is so easy to get caught up in other people's highlight reels, right? Of their lives, from what you're viewing.
Wow, look at that fabulous life.
Or those cute little dogs and those cats jumping and doing those flips. Like, oh, let's spend an hour looking at that.
So it is so
You're the perfect family. Like,
I know, you really do get
caught
caught up with social
like that
media.
after having a baby. Oh my God.
It's so important to be mindful of the content that you're consuming on Facebook and Instagram or any you know, social media platform. Like, thankfully, like, for example, on Facebook, you can filter the content that you actually view. You know, you can snooze people, you can unfollow them, you can hide them, you know, like, so you don't see that. If you're seeing constant negativity, you know, or if you find yourself getting caught up in like political arguments or religious arguments, things like that, you see that like all over Facebook and sometimes, and you get sucked in, you know, like, and next thing you know, you're like fighting with 10 different people publicly on, you know, social media. What good is that, you know, for you?
Right. You're not getting anywhere with that. But to the other spectrum, there are great things that you can find on social media. I mean, you can follow some great motivational people on social media who, you know, post some really inspirational things and can really help you get through the day, or even start your day with positivity. And those positive affirmations, like you were saying, Laura, are so important. And I know you mentioned reading. You know, this is something that, it's so funny that you said that, because I have my book of affirmations that I write down, and it says read every day. That's like one of my things, my goals that I have to do is read every day. Reading really feeds the brain and overall body. So that's a great tip. Yeah, definitely read every day as much as you can.
Absolutely. And I think routine and rituals are really important as well. Like every morning, there's this, I just really look forward to enjoying my coffee. It's just ritualistic for me.
Oh my God, I love my coffee.
Yes. And I have to have it, you know, yes, for sure. And also there are mantras that I chant, and I find them so helpful for me in keeping me just more calm and balanced throughout the day. And I think it's important that everybody has to find what their mantra is, like find like what is it that brings you peace. It could be just a saying, right, that you connect with. It could be just uplifting in some way. It could be spiritual, it could be religious, but it's something that has meaning to you and you deeply connect with it, and it just brings you that peace of mind. And I'll notice, like, on the days that I skip and I'm like, something's off. I'm not, and I notice I'm just like, okay, I didn't chant today, you know, and then I'm like, okay, I need to make a habit. I need to make sure that I'm doing this ritualistically, you know, this is very important because I feel off, you know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not so. Routine is
Yeah,
really
I was just gonna say that being consistent in
yeah,
your routine and what you choose to do each day
Yep.
has a lot to do with how you're gonna succeed and achieve your goals. You know, I'm
yes,
sure, Jenny, when you were going through your journey of what, you know, the weight loss, you had to be consistent in what you were doing each day in order to actually achieve that, right?
Yeah. Because the more consistent you are, the more of a habit it's going to become, you know, and then over
Right.
time, that little progress that you make each and every day adds up to really big results in the end, right? So
Right.
you have to keep at it. You have to every day
Yeah.
to.
And there's going to be challenges and roadblocks ahead. I mean, I always say this, and I know all too well there's so many challenges that you're going to face in life, and there's so many roadblocks that you're going to hit, and you're going to want to give up. You're going to want to say, throw in the towel and just say, you know, forget about it. But you can't. You really, the challenges is what really makes you stronger and gives you the ability to keep going. And you really just got to push through it. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not enough to just be physically strong. It's really like you have to be mentally strong. That's where it really starts, you know. Like
You got to build that mental muscle. Exactly.
yeah, it's mental muscle. It's all about that for sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's funny, actually, you mentioned about like, you know, doing your daily mantras or positive affirmations.
Yes.
So when I used to work out on our treadmill in our garage, we have a mirror in front of it, right? So there would be days that I would work out in front of the treadmill and I'd be like this. And then I'd be staring at myself in the mirror. I'd be like, you are beautiful. Like, you are strong. You know, you are going to run that next mile. You know, you're not going to walk.
I love it.
But I started laughing at first because it was so funny because it was me talking about it. But I'm like, after a while,
but that's what you have to do. Yeah.
I kept doing it, you know, and I found myself smiling, you know.
Right.
So yeah, those things are powerful.
Yes.
You are your biggest critic and your biggest motivator. So you have to do that for yourself. I mean, yes, you can count on other people and help other people, but you really got to do it for yourself.
Exactly. In the end, it's all you.
Right.
Push yourself. You know, people can only push you and encourage you so much.
Right. Exactly.
It's all you. What you decide to eat, what you decide to drink, what you decide to consume on social or read, you know, or say to yourself. Yeah. It's all you.
We always say you have the power that in your hands. You have the ability to make proper decisions. So it's really all up to you and how you want to live your life and how you choose that outcome of your life too. You know, I mean, I know things come up and you say they're challenging, but that doesn't mean that's the final outcome of your life. It can be totally different. I mean, for me, like, I think you guys know, we talked about this when I was diagnosed. I thought that was sort of the end of the road for me as well. And I was, you know, almost ready to be like, okay, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, everything's sort of over and stopped. I didn't realize that was so far from the truth. I had the ability to change the outcome of my life and how I want to live it by the decisions I was making. So,
yeah. See, you just said it right. You are a living example of the power of the mind. That's exactly what it is. You know, you make those choices every day, right? You choose, and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to accept this defeatist mentality. You know, like this is what I choose for myself. And it's okay to, I guess, you know, if you feel like some days a little bit off and you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of chill today and not really like push myself too much, and that's okay too, as long as like that day doesn't turn into like, I guess, multiple days and doesn't extend.
You know? You're so right about that. Yeah, I just somebody else just talked about that. They were saying you're gonna have those down days, like you said, Laura, but as long as it doesn't turn into multiple days of like non-productivity, then you know it's okay.
You gotta snap yourself out of it. Keep moving. Yeah.
And that's what we do as women do best, right?
110%.
As long as you don't sit and watch Netflix for 5 days straight.
Oh my gosh, here we go with the Netflix again.
I think you're good to go.
I know, right? They should start I guess plugging in some ads here now.
I know, right?
I know, right? Seriously. Although Disney Plus is coming up, I gotta tell you. I don't know who has Disney Plus, but it's coming up.
Yeah. For sure.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think we all just want to make sure we're giving, the information that we all can stay healthy, whether you're eating food, whether you're reading books, you're listening to podcasts, you are making sure that you're doing your affirmations, those mantras, exercise. And for me, I know if I don't exercise, like some type of exercise each day, I miss it. Like I definitely feel the lack of energy. And going outside, like today in New York was like 70 degrees. I know you guys in Florida over there have the great warm weather all year round, but for us New Yorkers, we got to take what we get. And it was like so refreshing to go outside in the sun and walk and just soak it up. And I felt so energetic. It really does. So going outside and just soaking up the sun, that vitamin D is really boosts your immunity. It boosts your brain, everything. I do recommend that.
Yeah, absolutely. We go for our walk. If we don't go in the morning, we go in the evening. If we can go like in the morning and the evening, we do both. But it's so true. And I notice like when we don't go for our walk, I get like agitated. I'm like, no, we need to go out. We need that fresh air,
Yeah.
Right.
It's really, really become like part of our daily routine. Like we need like that. It's good. Like it's this clarity. Like I come up with so many like ideas while I go for my walk.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
wow. And I'm like, I should start bringing a notepad to like write down ideas when I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'll have these like epiphanies, and I'm like, where is this? Is it the fresh air? Okay, So I'm just like, all right.
Beauty all around to be, to be inspired, outside, especially
there you go.
Florida. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, stop bragging about Florida.
We have to.
I know. I love Florida.
Before it turns to like 90 degrees. Okay, 100.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We have to get out now.
Yeah.
Now is when we're out, and other than that, no, you're not gonna see us out after.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you guys are right though. The weather has a lot to do with how you feel, though. It really does. Yeah. I have to say, it does make a lot of impact in how you feel and how you feel motivated and how the things that you want to accomplish. It does make a huge difference.
And just the other day, you posted the sounds of the ocean and the waves.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful, like it is very relaxing and calming, something to really set the mood,
Right. Like, how I thought about that is because my mom and dad are in Fort Lauderdale and they always send me like nice pictures and sounds of the beach. I'm like, oh, I wish I was there. But it was so relaxing when she sent me the video. So I'm like, this is just a great way to like set people off in the morning and give them that positive like mindset and motivation and really calming if you suffer with anxiety or depression or things like that. I think it's a good way that can really help calm your nerves and de-stress.
Yeah, like one thing that my husband does sometimes when he has trouble falling asleep because he has a very active mind, always thinking about things, right? But he'll put on like meditation music,
yes.
Guided meditation. So there's speaking and there's like beautiful sounds.
Guided meditation, yeah.
And I'm just like out, like, I don't have trouble, but I'm just like, so yeah.
Right, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And I know, Laura, I know you've been writing a lot too. So I know writing is a great lethargic way to sort of get your feelings out there, express yourself and be creative. And so that if whatever you enjoy doing is what you should definitely pursue. I think that's a great way to release a lot of the stress that you may feel on a day-to-day basis. And it really helps boost your energy and your mind as well.
So true. It's so cathartic, even just journaling. And I know with you, you've been writing all those books and it's so awesome, that you are an author. Like, that's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a great journey. It really has been. Writing is definitely something that I put on the back burner for a long time, but things happen. My mom always says things happen for a reason, and it really pushes you to one door closes, another one opens. That's the way you got to look at things, right? So
yes, absolutely. And things happen in their own timing too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about timing, and it's all about making sure that you sort of look at the signs that the universe is sort of sending you, right? I know, Laura, you always refer to that and say that.
I think through this whole pandemic, we've been forced to really just change things and reflect on a lot of things.
Right.
So we just had to kind of just, okay, well, now I've been steered off this course, so now I have to find another way. So we're literally navigating this new terrain,
Right.
And that's really what it's been. So all these challenges has really just compelled us to look more within and to see what we're really made of. And I think we've become so much more resilient, but also intuitive as well. And that's what I've really admired and I've seen about people. I'm like, wow, you know, like you took that time to really get to know yourself and really think about your goals and your desires, and you reevaluate it, and that's
Right.
amazing, you know, and I think that's a plus for sure, you know, of this whole experience a year later, you know, it's
Right.
really, yeah, it's been really
Absolutely.
It has
something
definitely,
for
yeah,
sure. I
it's
know
been
I'm not
a
the
challenging
same
year.
person I was a year ago.
Right. No, definitely. And I think, sometimes we have a lot to balance on our plates too. And the stress of the pandemic, can add to that for a lot of people. Like I know, Jenny, for you, you're an entrepreneur, you have DM Digital that you're running on a daily basis, but you also have a full-time job. So, that balance between work and life can be kind of difficult, but
Oh, for
you
sure.
seem to be doing it really well.
I have a positive mindset and I smile a
Yes.
lot. So
Jenny is
that's how I'm
always a
able to
positive
make it
mindset.
through.
I don't know. I need some Jenny juice.
She always shows up with a smile. I gotta tell you, anytime we
Yes,
see her.
always, always.
I try. I try.
Yes. That's what it's all about. That positive mindset, that focus, that motivation. You just gotta
Yeah.
stick with it. Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, and when
100%.
you really love what you do,
Yes.
I mean, and then it doesn't really seem like work, or maybe you're just more motivated to, continue showing up every day,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And then, family, you really got to spend that quality time with your family and use them to your advantage. I know sometimes we have kids and we're like, oh, we just have so much going on and we don't want to spend that extra time because we have to cook, we have to clean, we have to work. But you really got to make quality time with your friends and family. I think that's so important that you carve out that time.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's so good for you to spend time with people that love
Absolutely.
you. Like Laura said,
Yeah.
you have to
Yes. Hmm.
evaluate the quality of people that you have around you, right? So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that your family is like number one and is amazing, right? So
Yeah, 100%.
And then those memories are treasured too. You know, you treasure that time together, and your
Right.
children, you know, will grow up and remember those moments. You know, they'll be like,
Right.
you know, wow, this is we got to do so many things and together. And
Right.
that's really, you know, that's what you want to make sure that they have is that, you know, and it's just so important. So it's just love all around, right?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know from when my kids and I, we always have family movie night on Friday nights. So they
Yes.
look forward to that, they're when they're in the car coming home from school, oh, what movie are we watching tonight, So
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
your
something to
Friday
look
night
forward.
ritual, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a great way to just, whether you have family movie night or you plan something else, whatever it
Mhm.
is, just try to carve out that time slot that you spend with the loved ones. So,
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
So
Well,
like
this was,
Laura, like sorry, well, like Laura mentioned in a previous conversation that we had, like chicken soup for the soul, right?
oh
Or something
yeah.
like that. Like it's all of it, like everything that
Yeah.
we talked about is,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely.
yeah.
Well, this was so great and extraordinary, so much information. I mean, who's not going to walk away from here wanting to be motivated and
Yeah.
happy and positive? I mean, this is just a great way to start your day off. You guys have any lasting thoughts for everybody listening?
Yeah. Just make better choices for yourself, and take care of yourself because you're number one. And also when you take care of yourself, like internally, it's going to shine through externally, right?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
food, exercise, mindset,
Right.
all of that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I just want to say too, whatever diet you guys are doing, however you're eating, everybody's different. I think it's
Yeah.
important for you to understand that as well.
Mhm.
Like for me, like I said, I'm dairy free and gluten free, but that works for me. It may not be right for everybody else. So you should always consult with your doctors or specialists, or if you're taking medications, just make sure that you are adhering to all those things as well while you are on your diet. But just make sure that you're sort of integrating that care with everybody else and your doctors and specialists. I think it's really important to make sure that we, say that as well.
Mhm.
For sure.
And also, I just wanted to add again that the mind is so powerful. And what you tell yourself, especially, just be mindful of the way that you do speak to yourself. Like, speak to yourself as you're talking to your best friend, you know? So make sure that you're speaking in a very friendly language, that you're gentle with yourself and not too harsh and too critical, because I think we tend to, you know, beat ourselves up, and we need to just really, you know, do away with that. So I think we need to be very mindful of our self-talk and choose our thoughts, just like how you choose your clothing, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, 100%, definitely. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining the Simply Healthy and Organic webinar. We are so excited to have you both. You know, I love the fact that I can do this with you guys, and we can put out there some important information. We have to come up with the name. We really do, I think, that for all three of us. So we got to think about that. If anybody out there has any names, let us know. We'll put out a poll.
Oh, I like that. Oh, and maybe for a next topic, if you want to focus on an area too.
Yes, if anybody has any ideas or any topics that you would like to hear, please shout us out, let us know, and we'll be happy to put together something.
Yes.
All right, and hopefully soon we'll do some live ones as well.
Yes.
We're trying to figure that out. We know a lot, us three, but we're not very technical when it comes to the Facebook Live. So maybe next time. But again, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you in our next webinar.
Bye.